So this is the new Passat, and from the moment you close the door, listen again, hold on. Hear the noise outside, wind, like gale force winds out there, I can hear them in the trees all around me, blowing the door shut. As soon as I close the door, beautiful. That is really, really good, really nice, really good sound inside the cabin. Starting the engine. Okay, there's the diesel hum there that I would expect, as you would normally get in any of these cars. This is a manual one. It's 2 litre, 150 brake horsepower, and it gets on with the job. As you get traction control coming on there, and a whole lot of these little tiny back roads up around Wicklow. I'm actually in around Powers Court, where I've actually come to test this car, and I haven't driven this car since I drove it first in Sardinia, which was last year, and it was a great trip, and I really enjoyed the car on Sardinian roads, which are quite, well, small. It's a small island, it's not a massive place at all, but I thought at that point that they were showing me the best they can be, the ultimate car, and there was no way this thing was going to come to Ireland, and this was going to be a sort of a top spec version and we'd never see it again. I was wrong. Here we are. This car here is just like the one I had in Sardinia, minus a couple of little toys. The screen has gotten a little bit smaller. I'd expect that sort of thing because of our stupid VRT system over here, which nobody seems to want to touch as a hot potato. No politician wants to go near VRT. Even the car companies aren't too sure about going near VRT because it would devalue their whole fleet. But yet it drives down the toys level and drives up the price of a car in this country. But that aside for a minute, tax and all that sort of stuff, let's look at this car. I am an admirer of what VW does. It's not the best in the world at absolutely everything, but it's bloody good when it comes to this kind of car. It's just warned me of caution of icy roads because it's freezing out there. It's 4 degrees. It's very cold up around here. It's actually bright and sunny, but it's quite cold. VW don't get everything right. Not everything that they make is perfect, but generally speaking, they're very, very good at Golf, they're very good at Passat, and they're very good at CC, which is the Passat CC. It used to be called, just called CC now, and it's one of my favorite, all-time favorite looking cars on the road is the Passat CC, or CC as it's called. It is absolutely the pinnacle of perfect design exterior. And every time they make a new generation, it gets a little bit prettier. It's very pretty. This car takes its styling cues from the CC. Of course, the exterior design and the interior comes out of the generic sort of parts bin that you find in VW, except for that beautiful long line across the dashboard that reflects the front radiator grille. It's absolutely gorgeous in here. It is extraordinarily quiet on the road. I can only hear that burbly little engine when I put my foot down a bit harder than I should. Other than that, I can't hear a thing. This takes all the best parts of the Passat, all the best parts of the CC, and melds the two of them together. So you end up in this absolutely lovely cabin inside, and a huge status symbol outside. The car exterior is really, really up there when it comes to dominance on the road, we'll say. It really does look like it dominates the area. It's quite a broad front, it's quite a long car, it's got a broad rear end as well, but actually it's about the same size as the outgoing Passat. It's not much wider, it's not much longer, still looks the part. Would you be happy with it on your forecourt? Yes. Is it any better than a Mondeo? That's a big thing, because the Mondeo has just come out in Ireland as well. And the thing of it is that we've actually waited 2 years for the Mondeo to come out here. It was already released as something else in America, and we'd seen it before, exterior design-wise. But now it's out, the Mondeo is actually probably a slightly better driver's car, as Mondeos used to always be. Whereas the Passat seems like a better all-rounder. There's a massive boot, as there is in the Mondeo. There's a big back seat, as there is in the Mondeo. But the driver position and the cushioning from the road and the difference in sound inside, I mean, I'm really going over some serious bumpy stuff here. I can barely feel it. It is just so well sorted on the road. They've really, really nailed down exactly what they wanted to do on the road, even on this really crap back road. Whereas most of the German stuff is very good on motorway, long haul, sort of Autobahn style driving. It generally isn't as good on the back road. It generally is a little bit too firm. This one is just sweet, just spot on. Now the Passat is ready to rock. It is going into showrooms as we speak. The dealer conference, I think, was yesterday belonging to this, or maybe it was tomorrow. I don't know which one. It's usually around the other. So you'll find that the Passat will be hitting the showrooms very, very quickly to try and get your 151 money. And that's a good thing, because they still seem to be kind of, well, not stagnating, but still seem to be humming and hawing over the Mondeo. And I'm really not hearing a whole lot about it. I'm not getting that many press releases about Mondeo. I'm not getting that many inquiries about the Mondeo. Whereas every day, whenever I open my email, I find an email from someone saying, what's the new Passat like? Is it good enough? Should I buy one? Should I take it as my company car? Well, yes. As far as I can see, driving this one around here, and I've driven the automatic today. This is the manual version. I love the manual gearbox in this. Does work pretty well. DSG in the Passat also works extremely well. Beautifully smooth drive. Strange noise from the engine. You get used to it after a bit. It does make this kind of drony, PlayStation-y gear changing sound. But you get used to that after a bit. Manual box is absolutely glorious. 6-speed box in this one. I can flip down a gear anywhere. It's at exactly the height, and it's just me, it's only a personal preference here, but the gear stick is at exactly the height that suits me down to the ground. Absolutely perfectly placed. So I'm not reaching down, I'm not reaching up. It's just there in the middle of where I want it to be. And so it's quite a joy to change gears, and even cornering is just right. Like I say, new Passat will be in your showrooms now. You should be able to see them very, very soon. Probably after I'm finished messing around with them up here, they'll be hitting the showrooms for you to have a test drive. I do advise you to have a look at the Mondeo. I do, because the Mondeo is a bloody good car as well. It's very hard to distinguish between the two of them. The big problem I have is that the Mondeo design is 2 years old, so where are they going to go with that? What's next? Are they going to make another one in 2 more years, or are they going to do, what are they going to do next? That's my problem with Ford. The design is a little bit old now in comparison to what this is, but this is fresh. This is like last year this came out, I drove it in Sardinia, bang, it's here this year. Can't expect a lot more than that from VW as it is. Check it out, check out the Mondeo. They're the 2 competitions. Worthy mention here is the Mazda 6. Doesn't get enough attention at all. The Mondeo is based on the Mazda 6 chassis, so it's very good. It's nice and pliant. It's a little bit expensive, would be the big problem, but you do get an awful lot of toys for your expense, and you get a 2.2 litre diesel engine. Definitely worth a look as well. But for me, at the moment, until I've had this, and really, like when I have this for longer, when I have this for a week, I'll really drill down into what makes this a good car. But at the moment, it is back at the king of the segment again. I can't say any more than that. If we gave stars for our car, it'd be 5 out of 5 for this Passat. At the very minimum, 4.5 out of 5, because it's just so close to being the perfect saloon for Ireland. The perfect saloon for Ireland. I am genuinely surprised. It's as good as it was in Sardinia, and it should continue being as good as that for you on your forecourt or on your driveway at home. So from somewhere in Wicklow, on this kind of breezy but bright summer's day, this has been Bob Flavin for Independent.ie.